Bing, and we're live. It's Sam Thomas. It is the Modern Fowler Scrum or stand up, depending upon body position. It is a Tuesday. Yeah, I was off for the bank holiday weekend. Just a quick review of where I am with things. So yeah, we need to coordinate with Mondo for setting up the 169.1 because that's going live this month. The new run of that, May 24th, I think, is the start date. I need to sort out all the graders for that because they're left in a bit of a state of jury rigness. Hey, Raoul. Grader client meeting Friday, 3 p.m. UTC. Local support. Yeah, got more great work. Marouane and Piotr have been doing great work. And we've got a sign up from the client for Piotr's friendly ID stuff, so that needs to be merged in. Yeah, and client meeting probably on Thursday. AV102 is week 2 needs to be released today, and I guess I will start transcribing week 3. I don't know. I've kind of got into this weird state where I'm kind of like, yes, we must have transcriptions of all my crazy talking stuff, and then that's taking a lot of time. But anyway, so and then website 1. Brian's got some conflicts. Maybe I will try and have a quick resolve of them for him so that that's not blocking us. And we've got a lot done. I mean, the main priority, I think, is getting the stuff that Mike, it keeps on trying to pair with Michael, and they keep on missing each other. And it's this time zone selection thing. We just would be good to have it done before people start using it for AV102 or for the course or what have you. But I guess actually I'll just add to my list there of critical thing is to have a premium benefits page done this week, if not today, as Thomas and I were discussing last week. Yeah, and yeah, so things are generally good. I'm kind of excited about the premium benefits thing and thinking about ways in which we can get more people into that program. Thomas, how are things with you?
I'm all good. Struggling a little bit with some Karma, Jasmine, and things like that.
Right.
I set up a small project a few months ago where we could hook up, JavaScript Jasmine tests to Travis and to coveralls, and
yes,
it all worked fine. But
I seem to remember having discussions with you about that.
I revisited that story today because I need to use that for an assignment for my students, and all of a sudden NPM is not reacting the way I would like it to react. So it's there are some dependency issues, and it just gets stuck. And if I run every dependency individually, reinstall it, then everything works. But it just proves to me, it reinforces me in my opinion that JavaScript sucks basically.
Well, the JavaScript stack on the server is yes, somewhat unreliable. Indeed.
Yeah.
Painful.
Yeah. So, but I think I will get a hang of it. But other than that, we're just working our way through the course materials, and I'm encouraging my students to participate in everything that they can find of interest in Agile Ventures. I basically told them that just go in and observe. You don't have to contribute much to start with, but just being a part of it, just watching somebody pair program or take part in a Scrum like this or something.
Sure.
It's a good thing to do. Valuable insights of how things are done.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're pushing on that as much as we can.
Yes.
But they're a little shy, I think.
Yeah. As they often are. Thank you for the list of the GitHub. I mean, I'm thinking that particularly now that we've got them, officially as with AV support. Although in some ways the AV support is more designed to kick in when they graduate. But I'm thinking of reaching out to each of them individually and just saying, hey, do come and join us, and sort of extending, a welcome to them.
So apart from that, I've been talking to some people about Craft Academy in the AV channels. Just
I
because
saw,
I think I'm a member of the channel, and one important thing for me is that I want people to be active in Agile Ventures before I actually talk to them about something else like Craft Academy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because then if I know that they've been active in our community, then I know that they are kind of devoted to our values, but also they can I can assess how they work, and
Sure.
The agile principles, or all everything.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I think that's a good stand to take.
Yeah, I'm very pleased about it. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So if you encounter something like that, both you and then Raul just push for them to become more active in the AV community first, and then we can talk about like paid coach projects or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
All right. That's all from me, I guess.
Nice one. Thank you, Thomas. Raul, how's it going with you?
Not too bad. Been busy with students at Craft Academy. And yeah, after the long weekends, I'm back on campus now with some other activities. I'll just be on the look for if whether Brian or you managed to solve the merge conflict on that pull request. And yeah, nothing much to report from me. Agile venture wise, except that we have a meeting tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, we have our usual kickoff tomorrow. Yeah. And things, things basically looking pretty under control. Yeah, I hadn't had a chance to look at that merge thing, but I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, but yeah, I don't think anything else. Everything else is out onto production now. So we've got like all the time zone fixes and so on. Great work. Yeah. So things basically under control. I guess the only one is that thing about the what is it, the sponsors bar, getting that incentive with the rest of it.
Yeah, I had initially tried to fix it, but looks like I didn't do it. So
okay, all right. Well, if push that off to me if you, I'll leave it with you for the moment. And if you again, it's one of those things.
I think I need to break it completely apart and rebuild it, because when I was working on it, I saw a lot of CSS that was there, and they're probably not even used. So,
right. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll totally happy to leave that with you. But as we've talked about before, if it becomes something that you find that you don't have time for, do let me know sooner rather than later. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Oh, that reminds me. Yeah. So I was going to say to Thomas. I've been hearing about from David Anderton, who is the person who's chatting with you in the Craft Academy coaching channel. So he's actually also was quite involved in AirPair, and AirPair seems to have sort of imploded somewhat, which is interesting. I mean, I think that the guy Jonathan Kresner is still he's not out yet, but they've as David put it, they've taken off the payment framework from the AirPair, or basically they're not doing business. I think reading some blog posts, I think Jonathan's planning to try and revitalize and move forward. But I think the community is kind of you might have a chat with David Anderson about what's happening there. But I mean, basically, we've had the AirPair banner on Agile Ventures for quite a long time, and AirPair, they never really reciprocated in as much as in terms of they didn't put Agile Ventures particularly high profile. I think they maybe did a blog post one time, but so on. But in the same way that we moved over, Makers Academy to Craft Academy, because obviously Craft Academy is the way forward. It seems to me that the AirPair banner is somewhat out of date. And I was considering that we would reach out to Mentiv and say, Mentiv, would you like a banner? So I don't know, did I CC the email? No, I've been speaking to Armando and Jonathan and talking about getting a Mentiv banner in there, and that seems to be. I was thinking that in terms of the community of people that we want to be supporting, we've got Rubenmine and so on. I don't know, actually, maybe Thomas, you have some concerns about Mentiv being a competitor. I don't know.
To me, no. Mentiv is not in any way a competitor to me. The discussion I had with you is that Mentiv has, up until now, they have benefited from us because people from Agile Ventures have been moving over to become coaches, and I think we helped them with some emailing, reaching out to our members.
Right, exactly.
But so to be honest, it's just a frank. My position is do we benefit from Mentiv in any way, community?
Well, I think that the way that we potentially benefit from Mentiv is that Mentiv provides, online pairing sessions with, they support Agile Ventures people who would otherwise not, that we haven't been able to pay yet. So you know, and there's people like, for example, Puneet, who's been a mentive mentor, and I think that was helpful for him. But he's now not doing mentoring, and he's now involved in several projects, and he's, you know, contributing to the community. And that's a really positive thing. And I think there's a kind of a flow in both directions, you know, in terms of also students who have been with mentive mentors then potentially get into the Agile Ventures community. At least that's what I'm kind of hoping to go for, is maybe do some sort of deal like we offer to the mentive mentees, some kind of discount or bundle or something, so that we encourage people, once they come out of the having been mentored by the mentive people, that they then can, you know, it's part of a onboarding flow for Agile Ventures, so that when they're finishing their course and they've been mentored and they're saying like, right, what's next? They should be, oh, check out Agile Ventures. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that we could ask them for is a similar deal that we have with Craft Academy. Basically, is, you know, we are. I mean, since I'm a strong believer in Agile Ventures, you know, and then the benefits that an involvement in the community can give our students. That's why we are sponsoring this 1 year membership. You know, so we can do something like that. That would be awesome. You know, because then we would feel that there is something that we are actually getting from.
Yes, and that was, as great minds, as they say, think alike. That was exactly my thought as well. Is that I mean, if we could work out some sort of bundle or what have you, that yes, once people finish mentive, they're like, then the Agile Ventures community is there for them. It would be excellent. So I'm kind of, you know, I'm sort of reaching out
from the Craft Academy perspective. We just do that by default. You know, when they we just give that to them by default. So in this way, I mean, we're also taking a risk here, because some of them may become active and some may not become active, kind of, you know. So you never know. And obviously, we've seen already that during those 2 first weeks that some of our students are more inclined to actually take part in the Agile Ventures community, and some are more reluctant. But we will figure that out during the
yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure the same will be the case for Mentiv. And of course, Mentiv does, you know, a lot of other courses besides doing the 169, you know, software track. So it's kind of, you know, anyway, I'm sort of
get a deal like this. That would be awesome. And then I say that there is a reason for us to host a banner or something like that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the approach that I'm sort of taking is I'm sort of saying to them, you know, on a pro bono basis, we'll host a banner for you as a way into the discussion about, you know, can we bundle with Agile Ventures in order to sort of generate goodwill. And there's already, I mean, I've done a lot of favors for Jonathan at Mentiv already. So anyway, I think at least.
Well, that's my point exactly. That's since we already, as a community, already did that. So we have a different negotiation technique.
We do. That's right. Yes.
I would actually oppose setting anything up before we actually have something going on.
Yeah, I guess partly that I'm tilted though is that I feel like AirPair has kind of maybe what's the word? They've sort of, their community is kind of imploding, and I think it's almost dangerous for us to be. Well, yeah, maybe the first step is to remove the AirPair banner and not necessarily replace it.
Let's remove AirPair. That's a very old decision that we made before we actually, you know, had any ideas about paid, you know, any revenue streams for the community. You know, so removing AirPair is one thing. Adding another sponsor is another.
Yeah, indeed. All right, good show. Well, I think we've dealt with everything. I'm going to work on these. I don't know if I've got push permissions to Brian's repo role, but I'll see if I can sort something out. I think we're done, guys. Anything else we need to work out?
I'm all cool.
All right, good stuff. Good to check in with you guys. I'll catch you later on. All right.
Sure.
Bye for now. Take care.
Yeah.